Just trimmed up just for the video. Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be doing a top 10. 20. Gotcha, you thought it was a top 10. Top 20. You know what people like? Batman. You know what Todd McFarlane loves? Batman. Which, depending upon who you ask, is either a good thing or a bad thing. I personally think it's a good thing because everyone loves Batman. Batman sells. Now, for this ranking, I'm including those death metal Batman like Doomsday mixed with Batman because it's technically a Batman from an alternate universe. There have been plenty of Batman announced since I made this list, but this video has been meaning to be made for a long time, so I'm finally getting around to it, and I haven't adjusted my list because that would just be too hard at this point. But I can honestly say my opinions have not changed since I made this top 20 list, so you're going to be getting my full-blown opinions on what is the best McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman figure to me. And let me stress that. To me, these are just my opinions. You may agree, you may disagree, but one thing we can all agree on is that it's my opinion. Okay. But before we start, I think it's really important that I mention face-to-face that it's very important that if you're subscribed to me, I need you to turn on those post notifications, please, because that way you'll know when I post things, because I don't post things on a set schedule yet. I'm working on that, I promise. But I would really appreciate it if you hit that notification bell. First of all, hit that subscribe button and leave a like. If you are subscribed to me, please hit that notification bell so you know when I post something. So you'll get a little ding, a little notification about it. So that way, you can be able to be the person in the comments that types first. Just kidding, don't do that, please. Just kidding, just kidding. You can if you want. Hey, if you're a fan that much, I appreciate you. Anyways, here we go. Let's start the countdown. In dead last, number 20. It does pain my heart because this was the first McFarlane Toys figure that I bought. It's the Detective Comics 1000 Batman, I'm sorry. To me, that Batman is something to hold on to because you see from where Todd McFarlane and company has started versus where they are now when it comes to Batman and even just the figures in general. The proportions on this figure are a little wonky. The ab area in particular is just really unsightly. He can't bring his arms all the way down to his side. The amount of articulation, double jointed elbows, double jointed knees are fine. And I like the cape being all dynamically sculpted, but that head, the head is too small. And it looks nothing like the Detective Comics 1000 Batman, based on Jim Lee's artwork. And the accessories are a little whack. He's on the shelf, and that's where he's going to stay. Probably never going to use him for any photos or anything like that. Number 19, the animated series Batman. Both the blue and the regular colored one. I don't own those figures. I still see them. They're on the pegs, but I just can't bring myself to buying it. For me, it looks as if he was trying to mix the Batman, the animated series look from 1989 with the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited proportions. And I don't think that really was executed in the best way. Number 18 is the Hellbat armor. Now that may be a little bit divisive with people. I love the color scheme, red and black. Ooh, that's sleek. But it just does nothing for me. It's cool with the wings, and again, it looks, just the sculpt and the fact that it's a mechanized suit look cool. It doesn't look exactly like the artwork that's even on the little trading card. At number 17 is another figure that I don't own. It is the Arkham Asylum Batman figure. I've been meaning to get around to buying this figure because I have the Arkham Asylum Joker. I need to complete that set. And I don't want to buy the 2-pack that has the damage and stuff because I already have a Joker. It's cool because it's the Arkham Asylum design. I just don't see myself getting it anytime soon. If I want to be a completionist just to have the correct Batman with the Arkham Asylum Joker, sure. If it's on clearance and I see it, I'll pick it up. At number 16, we have the Batman Who Laughs and consequently the Batman who laughs with the wings. I love the design of the Batman who laughs. Whoever thought of that is a... But he's more Joker than Batman, but I still count him as a Batman figure. At number 15, we have the Batman Arkham Knight Batman, and I don't own that figure either. I've been trying to get him. The sculpt looks good, the paint isn't accurate, and that's really my only drawback from it. I don't want to have to do a whole lot of painting on him, but the cape is sculpted beautifully. I love dynamic capes. I hate static capes because it's like, oh, if I'm having him hover or doing something dynamic, the cape is just like straight. I need something that flows, you know, and that plays into a factor for the Batman in the future of this brain fart of this ranking. You'll see in a minute. At number 14, we have the Devastator. I don't own this one either. You're thinking, why, you fake McFarlane Toys fan? We don't even have half these Batman figures. I'm not made of money, and I don't have them sent to me. I wish I did, but I don't. I have to fight off scalpers with a stick and other collectors in the stores. Really cool design. The fact that we have Doomsday and Batman together, that's a hunk of plastic. He's not as tall, but he is thick. By the way, I don't know if it shows up on camera, but that's my McFarlane Toys shelves. 2 shelves worth. I collect a lot of them, just not every single one. Number 13, the Drowned. So far as female figures go in this McFarlane Toys line, it's one of the better ones. It's one of the better proportioned ones. The sculpt is really cool. We have some seaweed skirt action. We have just the scar on the face and everything. It's really cool. She's in heels and she can somehow relatively stand well. I have her on a flight stand, like she's floating. It almost has a steampunk vibe to it. I really like that. That's why it's high on the list. And it looks good. Aesthetic sculpt paint. It's really good. Murder Machine. I done forgot which one the Murder Machine is. Oh. That's that Cyborg one. At number 12, we have the Earth 44 Murder Machine. And what can you say? This figure has the proportions of a Greek god. The longer arms and the longer legs with the shorter torso. It's very Greek, and I love it. I also love the sculpt. The flow lines work really well. And he's able to bend and pose really cool. He's got tentacles. The tentacles is a nice touch. I love that as an accessory. I think he's really cool looking. At number 11, we have the Dawnbreaker. I love the design of this guy. The fact that he's a Green Lantern and mixed with Batman is cool in and of itself. But he's got this real grimace. He's just like a skinny, reminds me of a little tech guy with his goggles, and he's just like a mad scientist mixing with chemicals and crap. It gives me that vibe, at least. I know that's probably not the canon. I haven't read the comics yet. I have the graphic novel version. I'm going to read it soon, I promise. Am I still recording? Yes. We're at 15 minutes of footage, holy crap. The construct that he comes with is a major plus for me, though. He's got a bat construct, and it looks so cool. It looks like a green gummy. I just want to chew it. And he articulates pretty well. He's a lanky, slender Batman. That's something different. He's not jacked. All right, top 10. Let's go. At number 10, we have the Grim Knight Batman. What if Batman was the Punisher? I love the amount of weaponry that he comes with, especially the thing that hooks on his back that's got all the guns. Sure, they're not individually painted and you can't take them apart individually, but it still looks cool. It looks like he is armed to the teeth. He also comes with the grenade launcher and then the MP5. Ooh, and he looks so good. The gray bat symbol, just this overall sculpt and pouches. Again, he reminds me of the Punisher, and that's basically, I'm sure, what that character is. And I like the Punisher, so it makes sense why he's in my top 10. At number 9, we have the Last Night on Earth Batman, the one with the Joker lantern. And again, when did we ever think we would get a figure like this? Batman in a straitjacket holding a lantern that has the Joker's head in it. That's metal. But aside from that, there's a nice texture to the straitjacket. The straps are a nice touch with the straps going on his back like a little cape. That's what you're going to notice with a lot of these is I like the design. Not necessarily that it's the best figure overall with functionality and sculpt, but a lot of the designs I just really, really like. At number 8, we have the Omega Batman. I like it. I like it. Once again, red and black color scheme, sleek, beautiful, gotta love it. The Greek god proportions with the longer arms and then for him, he kind of has shorter arms, believe it or not, but the long legs, short torso, the cross-hatching pattern in texture, sculpt going along the chest, and the posability on this guy is great. It's a sleek, slim design, and I love it. At number 7, we have the Batman Beyond figure. I got the version that is just the flat mouth. It doesn't have the mouth. Wasn't able to find that one in the wild. Maybe one of these days. But he's a really good looking Batman Beyond figure. The joints, are at the wrists and the ankles. The ball joints are a little unsightly because he is a slimmer figure. But the amount of posability you get with him, and again, red and black. So sleek. So beautiful. At number 6, we have the Todd McFarlane designed Batman. And I know for some reason that's a little bit polarizing, but I love the long horns. I love the sculpt in the abdomen area in particular. It looks like he's got wrinkles like cloth. The spikes, can't go wrong with spikes, and it's Todd McFarlane. You gotta expect some spikes on a Batman. He's got blades. It's Batman. Does he use blades normally? No. Todd McFarlane's Batman does, though. The overall proportions on him are great. His feet look a little weird. They look kind of like boxy, like almost like clown shoes, but not quite. Just the uniqueness of this design. I love it. At number 5, we've got the Merciless Build-A-Figure. And yes, I count that as a Batman. This dude is gorgeous. From the proportions of the long legs and the knight and shining armor kind of look with the wings coming out the side of the helmet and the sword, he's such a presence on the shelf with the blue, shiny design and the surprising amount of articulation. At number 4, we got the Flashpoint Batman. Again, say it with me, folks. Red and black, that's right. He's got the dual-wielding pistols like Thomas Wayne does. He's about that life. And he's got just a muzzle on him with that sculpted chin. He's just like, come on, man, I'm the Batman. And for some reason, I just really like his overall design of having spikes. I don't know what he puts in that cape to make the spikes come up on the side. I mean, like, what? But it looks so cool, who cares? Number 3, and this may just be a little bit of bias because I love the White Knight storyline, the Batman White Knight figure. Is he the most flexible and posable? No. Does he have kind of wacky proportions because he has the skinny legs, big upper body? Yes. But that's the art style of Sean Gordon Murphy, and I love that story and I love that artwork. Oh, but he's wearing, high stripper boots. No, he's not. I think of them as chaps, like a cowboy in a western. Only thing he's missing is his holsters. I've always thought of them as like chaps, and he's got the collar on the side so he can go. All of those White Knight figures. I need water. I've been talking for a bit. All of those White Knight figures represent the artwork from Sean Gordon Murphy perfectly. And you should definitely check out my review of the Bat Cycle in my recent review. I think it was the one before this one or the other one. Check it out. Okay. Number 2 is the Death Metal Batman. This design is so gorgeous. The line work, the texture in the abdomen, the subtle spikes everywhere, the leather jacket that is sculpted to look like a bat cape, the spikes on the shoulder, his color scheme, the fact that he has those strap boots going all the way up above the knee, the scythe, and believe it or not, his posability is pretty freaking good too. There's chains, there's spikes, there's everything you want in a metal figure, and he looks so perfect on that Hellbat motorcycle, which is just as cool. I know he's not the classic look of what a Batman figure is or what a classic Batman look is, but he's so badass, such a presence on the shelf, and I just love that design overall. And I love metal music, so yeah. Now, you could probably guess what my number 1 figure is. If not, I'm about to tell you. And this may not be everyone's favorite. I know this is probably polarizing. You may not agree. Give me what your favorite is, or your top 10 or top 20 down below. Give me your idea of what you think is your top McFarlane figures. But my number one McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman figure is the Greg Capullo designed Batman. I was going to take him off, but I don't want to move him because he's going to knock over some of my other figures. Just look at him. Even before this newly released version with the purple accurate cape and the paintings and the scars, this guy was gorgeous. His proportions are perfect to me. Anthony's Customs would say, oh, this, I know all about proportions, and this is... He can have his opinion and what he knows about anatomy and stuff. I know anatomy too. I'm an artist. But there are comic book style proportions. Long legs, long arms, and the gauntlets that kind of hide that ball joint, and they kind of just like, it's just a rectangle into a hand. I like that. It's sleek. It's cool. The gray with some of the rips here and there are great. The yellow around the symbol, I guess, props to Greg Capullo for designing that Batman. And the head is a nice thick neck, mean grimace, and the cape. The cape is probably my favorite cape of all the Batman figures he's put out. The dynamicness of the cape, it looks just like the cover art, for one. But for number two, he's always looking badass because he's got that dynamic cape. Even if he's just standing static, there's nice wind. You can view it as wind coming behind him. It's just so beautiful. And he comes with two axes. Best overall Batman figure in this Todd McFarlane DC Multiverse line, in my opinion. But that's it. I want to do more like this. I could do top whatever amount of Superman, top whatever amount of other figures, or just top figures in general, encompassing all the characters. But he's put out a lot of Batman, so I wanted to make my top 20 list of my top 20 McFarlane Toys Batman figures that he's put out so far. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you disagree, tell me which ones you think are your favorites. I do really want to know what your favorites are down in the comments. See if you were close to my ranking, or, you know, how different you were from my rankings. That's okay. We all have our own opinions, and that's the beauty of it. But thank you so much for watching, especially if you've watched it all the way to this point. You're a real MVP. Thank you so much. But if you could please leave a like and subscribe down below, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. I really appreciate it. Please, y'all, stay safe out there and have a wonderful rest of y'all's day.